off the corners of this quiet, lonely room. Deep inside the closet, hidden way behind the rack, I found the oversized sweater, faded midnight black. I pulled it from the hanger, felt the heavy cotton thread. A sudden rush of memory spinning inside my head. I held it to my chest, closed my eyes and took a breath. And there you were beside me, cheating time and cheating death. Just a whisper of cedar wood, vanilla in the rain, enough to paralyze my lungs and wake up all the pain. It is just a piece of fabric, but it holds a heavy ghost. A remnant of the season when I needed you the most. The subtle trace of your perfume is lingering in the seams. A fragile bridge connecting my reality and dreams. I know you were gone forever, miles away from my door, but wrapped inside this hoodie, I am yours forevermore. I cannot wash it out, I cannot put it on the shelf. Just holding on to pieces of my fragmented self. I remember chilly evenings sitting on the car hood. You draped this very jacket over me to make it good. I drowned inside the sleeves, laughing at the autumn freeze. We watched the city lights dancing through the barren trees. Now the fabric feels so cold against my trembling skin. A tragic little souvenir of where we used to begin. How does a simple sense survive the passing of the years, defying all the distance and outliving all the tears? It is fading by the second, slowly losing its design. But for this fleeting moment, you are absolutely mine. It is just a piece of fabric, but it holds a heavy ghost. A remnant of the season when I needed you the most. The subtle trace of your perfume is lingering in the seams. A fragile bridge connecting my reality and dreams. I know you are gone forever, miles away from my door, but wrapped inside this hoodie, I am yours forevermore. I cannot wash it out, I cannot put it on the shelf. Just holding on to pieces of my fragmented self. If I throw it in the fire, will the memories finally burn? Will I stop looking out the window, waiting for your return? I fold it very carefully, place it back into the dark, protecting the last embers of our dying little spark. Maybe in another life you will come and take it back. Until then it remains hidden, faded midnight black. it down.
I found a plastic box hidden deep in my drawer, a piece of the past that I couldn't ignore. Your messy handwriting in the faded black pen, listing all the tracks from back when we were 10. We recorded over radio, catching the late night streams, building up a soundtrack for our teenage dreams. Now the ribbon is fragile, just like the things we said. A magnetic graveyard where our history bled. I traced the plastic casing with a trembling hand, trapped inside a time I no longer understand. The untouchable playlist spinning in the dark, a collection of echoes leaving a heavy mark. Every muffled snare hits like a ghost from the past, a beautiful illusion that was never meant to last. I hold the rewind button, but I'm scared of the sound of the memories we buried deep underground. I should throw it all away, let the silence win, but I can't bring myself to erase where we began. Friday brings the summer when we drove to the coast. Side B is the winter when I needed you most. Between the lo-fi static and the heavy bass tone, I hear the whisper promises when we were alone. You made the second track just to make me smile. We paused the recording and we talked for a while. The hiss in the background is the breath that you took before our whole foundation entirely shook. I stare at the stereo bathed in a silver light, debating if I'll play this old cassette tonight. The untouchable playlist spinning in the dark, a collection of echoes leaving a heavy mark. Every muffled snare hits like a ghost from the past, a beautiful illusion that was never meant to last. I hold the rewind button, but I'm scared of the sound of the memories we buried deep underground. I should throw it all away, let the silence win, but I can't bring myself to erase where we began. My finger hovers right over the record key to overwrite the days of just you and me. Just one simple press and the tape goes blank, sending this ship down exactly where it's hang. But the pain is a tether, a twisted kind of grace, and I can't wipe the last evidence of your face. I pull the cassette out, put it back in the case. Some ghosts are too precious to ever erase. The untouchable playlist spinning in the dark, a collection of echoes leaving a heavy mark. Every muffled snare hits like a ghost from the past, a beautiful illusion that was never meant to last. I hold the rewind button, but I'm scared of the sound of the memories we buried deep underground. I should throw it all away, let the silence win, but I can't bring myself to erase where we began. watching you walk down the center of the polished floor. You are surrounded by the laughter, the noise and the bright lights. I am just surviving in the shadows of my quiet nights. My headphones block the voices, my books are in my hand. You are speaking in a language I will never understand. The social hierarchy is written on the chalkboard in the back. You are the golden hour sunlight, I am fading into black. I fix my glasses, look away before you catch my stare. Just another invisible extra breathing the same air.
A million miles across this crowded linoleum floor. I am just a phantom standing by the classroom door. We exist in different worlds beneath the very same roof. My silent admiration is the only living proof. I do not need to hold your hand or make you say my name. I'm perfectly content just watching from outside the game. An orbit built on silence, a beautiful and distant view. A quiet little universe where I just look at you.
Tuesday afternoon in the silence of the chemistry lab. You dropped your silver pen, the one you always used to grab. I picked it up and handed it across the wooden desk. You smiled and whispered thank you, passing my little test. My heart skipped a couple beats, but I kept my face severe. I went back to my equations, pretending you were not near. You went back to your popular friends, talking about the weekend plans, while I sat there drawing planets on the back of my hands. That 3-second interaction is a memory I will keep, a treasure for the lonely nights before I fall asleep.
I do not want to cross the line and ruin the grand design. Some stars are meant to be admired, never meant to be mine. It is not a tragedy, it is a comfortable kind of peace. The secret little symphony that we'll never ever see.
I know exactly who I am, the quiet kid in the back row, and you are the spectacular main event of the show. No heartbreak, no rejection, just a comfortable sigh, letting the illusion live,
Letting the reality die. A million miles across this crowding. A million miles across this crowded linoleum floor. I am just a phantom standing by the classroom door. We exist in different worlds beneath the very same roof. My silent admiration is the only living proof. I do not need to hold your hand or make you say my name. I'm perfectly content just watching from outside the game. An orbit built on silence, a beautiful and distant view. A quiet little universe where I just look at you. A million miles across this crowded. A million miles across this crowded.
The salty breeze was tangled in your messy summer
unbleached hair, running barefoot on the pavement without a single care. We were 16 and invincible, fueled by the coastal heat, finding secret hiding places down the dead-end street. January burned so brightly in the center of your eyes, a sudden crash of lightning in the middle of clear skies. We carved our fragile initials on the wooden pier, whispering those clumsy promises we both wanted to hear. I did not know the mechanics of a heavy beating heart until you accidentally tore my defenses all apart. A crash course in devotion by the midnight ocean tide. Nowhere left to run and absolutely nowhere left to hide. These are the summer scars that I proudly wear today, a beautiful collection of the things we used to say. The romance slowly faded with the dying February sun, but you taught my quiet spirit how a heart is truly one. A temporary season with a permanent design, leaving all your fingerprints along my shifting spine. We were a fleeting melody that I could not help but sing, the painful, lovely lesson of a heavy summer fling. The calendar was turning and the bags were finally packed. The gravity of leaving was a heavy, cold, hard fact. We sat up on the tailgate of your father's dusty car, watching the emergence of the early evening star. You handed me a seashell in the Polaroid we took. A single tear was falling down the pages of a book. No dramatic movie ending, just a quiet, soft goodbye. Swallowing the heavy lump and looking at the sky. I drove back to the city with the changed anatomy, carrying a piece of you forever inside of me. I realized that ending does not mean it was in vain. Sometimes the greatest growth requires a little bit of pain. The seasons keep on turning and the years have multiplied. The boy I was that summer has quietly stepped aside. I do not hold on to the sorrow or the bitter kind of grief. I just look back at the ocean and I feel a deep relief. You were the introduction to the beauty of the fall, proving that to lose it you must first embrace it all. A monumental chapter in the middle of my youth, the very first encounter with the heavy, honest truth. These are the summer scars that I proudly wear today, a beautiful collection of the things we used to say. The romance slowly faded with the dying February sun, but you taught my quiet spirit how a heart is truly one. A temporary season with the permanent design, leaving all your fingerprints along my shifting spine. We were a fleeting melody that I could not help but sing, the painful, lovely lesson of a heavy summer flame.
bottom drawer to put a note goes to the test. A heavy leather diary with a tarnished silver lock, hiding all the secrets that I never meant to talk. I slowly turn the pages here in the vintage paper fold, navigating through a history that suddenly turned cold. Right between the entries of a distant February night, I find a hidden sanctuary kept completely out of sight. The date written in the corner is the 14th of the year. A sudden rush of gravity is bringing you so near. A single dried rose sleeping in the bed of faded ink, more fragile than the memories that pushed me to the brink. The vibrant crimson red is now a brittle shade of brown, a silent quiet monument of how we both went down. Pressed between the chapters of a love we could not save, a beautiful and tragic little flower in a grave. It holds the ghost of yesterday, eternal and so still, a frozen piece of winter resting on the windowsill. I trace the withered petals with the tip of my right thumb, careful not to shatter what this flower has become. I remember you were standing by my doorway in the freezing rain, offering this blossom to erase my hidden pain. It was heavy with the moisture and completely full of life, before the complications cut us open like a knife. Now the stem is paper thin and completely drained of grace, just a flattened silhouette occupying a quiet space. It smells like ancient parchment and a deeply buried sigh, a physical reminder of our sudden last goodbye. I do not feel the burning tears, I do not feel the sting. I just appreciate the beauty of a momentary spring. To press a flower down is to accept that it will die, but deciding to preserve it means you never let it fly. It is a paradox of letting go and holding on so tight, trapping all the daylight in the middle of the night. I gently flip the cover back and shut the heavy book, sealing up the memory and the final longing look. A single dried rose sleeping in a bed of faded ink, more fragile than the memories that pushed me to the brink. The vibrant crimson red is now a brittle shade of brown, a silent quiet monument of how we both went down. Pressed between the chapters of a love we could not save, a beautiful and tragic little flower in a grave. It holds the ghost of yesterday, eternal and so still, a frozen piece of winter resting on the windowsill.
fluorescent sign is buzzing with a broken pink light, casting heavy shadows on this endless rainy night. I push the heavy glass door, hear the familiar chime, stepping through a portal right back into our time. The waitress wipes the counter, gives a sympathetic nod. Walk into our usual spot, feels a little bit odd. I slide onto the vinyl stool, the third one from the wall, where we used to sit and talk until the sky began to fall. She walks up with a notepad, doesn't even need to ask, but catches her own mistake behind a customer service mask. 2 cups of filtered coffee was the standard late night run. Now she quietly pours the dark liquid just for one. The porcelain mug is burning against my freezing hands, while my mind is wandering across the shifting sands. An empty wooden chair beside me in this neon glow, a heavy silence screaming everything I already know. The jukebox plays a muffled tune of how we used to be, just a ghost of a memory sitting right next to me, stirring sugar into blackness, watching all the ripples fade, living in the wreckage of the promises we made. I stare at the form like a tracing circles with my thumb, trying to remember when my feelings got so numb. We used to map our futures on these crumpled paper mats, dreaming of a penthouse while living in our tiny flats. The sugar packets stacked up like a fortress of our youth. Now I am sitting here alone, just staring at the truth. Your reflection flickers in the diner window pane, but it is just a trick of the neon bleeding through the rain. I take a bitter sip and let the burning slide right down. The loneliest consumer in this sleeping little town. Every cracked tile on the floor remembers how we laughed. Now I am just a passenger aboard a sinking raft. The steam is rising slowly, vanishing into the air, just like the midnight moments that we used to share. I leave a folded dollar bill beneath the coffee cup, knowing that I have to finally stop. Looking up, the diner is a time machine that only goes in reverse, a beautiful sanctuary that turned into a curse. I zip my leather jacket, stepping back into the chill, leaving our shared history resting on the windowsill. Resting on the windowsill. The porcelain little clock is flashing an aggressive shade of red. Shadows are dancing right across this oversized bed. I wake up from a dream where you were still around, falling into a heavy silence that makes not a single sound. My eyelids flutter open in the silver moonlight, still disoriented by the middle of the lonely night. Out of pure muscle memory, my hand begins to creep, searching for your shoulder while I am still half asleep. I expect the gentle rhythm of your breathing chest, a familiar sanctuary where my wandering soul could rest. But the fabric is smooth and the temperature is low, a silent confirmation of what I already know. My fingers trace the wrinkles of a freezing vacant space where the moonlight casts a glow upon your missing face. Just an ocean of cotton on the cold side of the bed, leaving me to wrestle with the echoes in my head. The mattress holds the memory of a faded history, a chilling midnight reminder of your missing energy. No warmth to grab onto, no hand to tightly hold, just a quiet realization that the sheets are turning cold. I slowly pull my arm back across the dividing line, tracing the invisible boundary where your universe met mine. The pillows are undisturbed, perfectly plump and neat, a cruel contradiction to the skipping of my heartbeat. I stare at the ceiling fan spinning endlessly slow, reflecting on the comfortable warmth we used to know. It is funny how the body takes so long to realize that the mind has been feeding with these comforting lies. The ghost of your gravity still pulls me to the right, but I only hit the freezing empty surface of the night. The scent of your shampoo is entirely faded away, leaving nothing but the shadows where you used to lay. I wrap the heavy blanket tight around my freezing frame, swallowing the syllables of your familiar name. The loneliness is tactile, it is woven in the thread, a silent heavy anchor weighing down the words unsaid. No sudden dramatic tears, just a quiet resignation now, learning to navigate this empty bedroom. Somehow the city is asleep and I am trapped inside this room, waiting for the morning sun to chase away the gloom. My fingers trace the wrinkles of a freezing vacant space where the moonlight casts a glow upon your missing face. Just an ocean of cotton Sunlights are flickering against the underground wall, waiting for the echoes of the final boarding call. A heavy storm is flooding through the streets above our head, while we are standing silent, dreading what comes next instead. You hold a crumpled paper ticket tightly in your hand, a one-way trip to somewhere I will never understand. The digital departure board is counting down the time, a glowing orange countdown to the end of your and mine. The chilling draft of wind comes rushing down the empty track, a violent realization that you're never coming back. We try to force a smile, but the muscles will not move. Trapped inside a tragic scene we simply cannot solve.
This is the final frame inside my cinematic mind, the moment where I leave my entire universe behind. We step into the center of the cold and rushing draft, a desperate collision on a broken sinking raft. The seconds stretch to hours in a slow and heavy grace, the agonizing beauty of our very last embrace. Your chin upon my shoulder and your arms around my chest, putting all the ghosts of our shared history to rest. I close my eyes and memorize the rhythm of your heart before the heavy metal doors will tear us both apart.
I feel the freezing raindrops melting deep into your coat, swallowing the heavy lump that gathers in my throat. The scent of your vanilla mixing with the diesel smoke, a silent little prayer that the universe just broke. I pull you slightly closer, trying to freeze the hands of time, committing every detail of your posture to my mind. The squeal of heavy voices echoing across the hall, the giants of a machine answering the final call. The people rush around us like a hurried river stream, but we are firmly planted in the center of the dream. You whisper something softly that gets swallowed by the noise, the fragile breaking frequency inside your trembling voice. The air breaks loudly, hissing the mechanical door slide wide, the cruel and brutal threshold between outside and inside. You step away reluctantly and break the physical bind, leaving a sudden vacuum in the space you left behind.
You turn around and look at me before you step aboard, a quiet devastation that we never could afford. The automatic warning chimes and traps you in the glass. I watch the lighted windows as the heavy wagons pass down into the darkness of the subterranean maze, leaving me to wander through this endless neon haze. This is the final frame inside my
The ceiling fan is spinning slowly in the midnight gloom, casting cinematic shadows all across my quiet room. I trace the cracks upon the plaster with my heavy eyes. No more searching for the reasons, no more alibis. There was a time when your departure felt like a fatal blow, a heavy storm of agonizing pain that would not let me go. But tonight the air is totally still, the temperature is mild. I am looking at our memories and I actually just smiled. The frantic desperation has completely washed away, leaving just a quiet understanding in the shades of gray. I do not need to reach my phone, I do not need to call. I'm simply watching the headlights illuminate the wall. Some people are just chapters that we have to read in turn, a temporary lesson that our heavy minds must learn. You were a beautiful paragraph written in a fading ink, but you are not the entire story, not the way I used to think. I fold the corner of the page, I do not shed a tear, embracing this peaceful silence now that you are nowhere near. A temporary passenger aboard a long and winding train, I accept the ending now without a single drop of pain. We shared a couple seasons, maybe 100 sunny days, lost inside a comfortable and intoxicating maze. I thought we were a heavy novel meant to last a life, navigating together through the joy and through the strife. But characters develop and the storylines divide. There is no need to fight the pull of this departing tide. I am lying on my back, perfectly aligned with space, removing the heavy pedestal where I used to put your face. We played our given roles until the curtains had to close, appreciating the fragile beauty of a dying rose. You brought me into focus when my world was out of sight, and for that I silently thank you in the middle of the night. The ink is finally drying on the history we made. I am resting in the cool and comfortable midnight shade. It takes a heavy amount of courage to appreciate the past and realize that a masterpiece does not always have to last. No bitter resentment left, no anger in my chest, just a deep and quiet certainty that everything was for the best. I breathe the oxygen and slowly let the carbon out, banishing the final lingering shadows of my doubt. Some people are just chapters that we have to read in turn, a temporary lesson that our heavy I was cleaning out the attic on a quiet Sunday afternoon, dusting off the heavy boxes in the shadows of the room. I found a cardboard carton filled with novels from the past, the kind of hardcover stories that were always built to last. I grabbed a heavy volume with the faded leather spine, flipping through the yellow pages from a very different time. A sudden piece of paper flooded softly to the floor, a portal to a universe that does not exist anymore. I bent down to retrieve it from the dusty wooden board, and then covered a tiny treasure I had accidentally stored. Two crumpled movie tickets from the golden 90s glow, faded purple thermal ink from a late night picture show. Row G, seats 12 and 13 in the center of the dark, a tiny piece of history that left a heavy mark. It takes me back to velvet chairs and flickering silver light, hiding from the heavy rain on a Friday winter night. No complicated worries, just the magic on a screen, trapped inside the borders of a faded teenage dream. I gently traced the creases on the fragile paper square, remembering the arcade carpet and the static in the air. We bought an oversized soda in a bucket meant to share, talking about the future like we actually did not care. The projector loudly humming in the booth above our head, while we whispered all the secrets that we usually left unsaid. Now that old local theater is a concrete parking lot, a monument to modern progress where the memories are caught. But holding a small fragment brings the architecture back, painting all the vivid colors over the fading black. I slide the faded paper back between the heavy leaves, a sanctuary hidden where the quiet spider weaves. We grew up and we drifted on the endless sea of time, but sitting in that movie theater, everything was fine. The ending of the film is something I completely forgot, but I remember clearly the beautiful feeling that I caught a simple piece of trash to anybody passing by, but to me it is a constellation in a cloudy sky. Two crumpled movie tickets from the golden 90s glow, faded purple thermal ink from a late night picture show. Row G, seats 12 and 13 in the center of the dark, a tiny piece of history that left a heavy mark. It takes me back to velvet chairs and flickering silver light, hiding from the heavy rain on a Friday winter night. No complicated worries, just the magic on the screen, trapped inside the borders of a faded teenage dream. shaking. The foundation of this crowded living room. Red and purple strobe lights are cutting through the gloom. I am leaning on the kitchen counter with a plastic cup, watching all these blurry faces constantly light up. 100 different conversations merging into one. Everybody chasing down the illusion of some fun. The speakers are vibrating, pushing air against my chest. But inside my heavy mind, I am completely at rest. I watch a couple laughing loudly right beside the door, like actors in a movie I have surely seen before. The volume is at maximum, the energy is high, but I am floating on a cloud, watching the scene go by. A quiet phantom standing in the center of the noise, untangled from the frequency of all the girls and boys. The neon lights are blinding, but my vision is so clear. I am physically present, but I am not really here. There is no trace of sadness in this isolated space, just a peaceful observation of the entire human race. Disconnected from the rhythm, disconnected from the crowd, finding total silence when the world is getting loud. Someone bumps into my shoulder, turns around and says my name. I offer up a gentle smile to play along the game. They talk about the weekend and the weather in the street, while I'm analyzing the tempo with the back on beat. My words are just a reflex, an automated polite sound, while my actual consciousness is buried underground. They finally walk away and blend right back into the swarm, leaving me protected in the center of the storm. I sip the watered down drink and I close my heavy eyes, feeling the vibrations of the synthesizer rise. It is a beautiful paradox to be so surrounded yet alone, living in the quiet universe that I can call my own. I do not want to run away, I do not want to leave. I just need this pocket of dimension to breathe. It is not a social anxiety, it is not a panic attack, just a quiet realization holding my spirit back. Some people absorb the energy and burn it in the night. I prefer to be the prism that is breaking up the light, watching all the colors scatter against the painted wall, waiting for the inevitable moment the curtains fall. A quiet phantom standing in the center of the noise, untangled from the frequency of all the girls and boys. The neon lights are blinding, but my vision is so clear. I am physically present, but I am not really here. There is no trace of sadness in this isolated space, just a peaceful observation of the entire human race. Disconnected from the rhythm, disconnected from the crowd, finding total silence when the world is getting loud. driving up the winding road. As the afternoon expires, I cut the engine, kill the lights, and step into the breeze. Overlooking all the buildings and the canopy of trees, I climb up on the metal hood, the engine still is warm. A quiet little sanctuary right above the storm. The sky is bleeding violet, a burning shade of gold, exactly like the canvas of the story that we told. I cross my arms against my chest and feel the drop and chill, standing as a lonely monument upon this silent hill. This is the exact coordinate where both our universes cross. Now I am sitting here reflecting on the things that we have lost. The same spectacular horizon and the exact same view,
But the passenger seat is entirely empty of you.
I watch the sun dip low behind the skyline of the town.
The ghost of our first kiss is safely buried in the ground.
The beautiful collision in the fading yellow light.
Now I am just a silhouette dissolving in the night.
I trace the faded scratches on the polished metal paint. The memory of your nervous laughter suddenly goes faint. We sat right here a lifetime ago, shivering in the cold. We thought we had the world and every future day controlled. You pulled me by the collar and you looked into my eyes, a sudden spark of magic underneath the painted skies. I can still feel the exact temperature of your shaking hand, a fleeting teenage kingdom built upon the sinking sand. Now years have drifted by and washed the innocence away. I drive up to this overlook to watch the colors decay. The city streetlights flicker on a grid of yellow sparks, replacing all the natural light and pushing back the dark. I do not feel the bitter pain, the anger disappeared. The heavy fog of desperation has completely cleared. It is just a quiet tribute to the beauty of the past, acknowledging that perfect moments never really last. I close my eyes and breathe the dust, letting the memory fly, a solitary witness to the burning of the sky. This is the exact coordinate where both our universes cross. Now I am sitting here reflecting on the things that we have lost. The same spectacular horizon and the exact same view,
But the passenger seat is entirely empty of you.
I watch the sun dip low behind the skyline of the town.
The ghost of our first kiss is safely buried in the ground.
A beautiful collision in the fading yellow light.
Now I am just a silhouette dissolving in the night.
shadows where the old reflections fall, pinned against the corkboard with a rusty silver tack. A little square of paper that is never looking back. I stare into the frame and watch the chemicals decay. The vibrant summer yellow slowly washing into gray. We were sitting on the hood of your old beaten car, catching all the daylight in a tiny plastic jar. The analog exposure captured everything we felt, but now I watch the edges of the picture start to melt. The contrast is dissolving like a sugar in the rain, leaving just the outlines of a beautifully muted pain. A faded Polaroid losing all the saturated light, bleeding out the colors in the middle of the night. The smiles that we wore are slowly turning into ghosts. A fragile paper vessel navigating heavy coast. We thought the flash would freeze the happy moment inside out, but the emotion is surrendering to the heavy creeping doubt. Just a pale and quiet echo of the people we once were, fading out completely to a melancholy blur. I trace a white border with a heavy fingertip, remembering the flavor of the ocean on your lip. You shook the little picture while we waited for the view, watching all the magic slowly develop in the blue. We wrote the exact date upon the bottom with the pen, believing we could simply just return to it again. But time is just a thief that operates without a sound, stealing all the saturation deep into the ground. The magenta is retreating and the science starts to leave. It is a visual representation of how the lonely grieve. The sharpness of your eyes is now a complicated haze, lost inside the passage of the unforgiven days. The physical dimension of the memory has to fade. Nature always reclaims every single thing we made. I do not try to fix it, I just let the process run, accepting the departure of that artificial sun. The image might be dying on this bedroom wall of mine, but the history is permanent, existing out of time. It is beautiful to watch the way the universe reclaims the faces and the places and the heavy spoken names. A faded Polaroid losing all the saturated light, bleeding out the colors in the middle of the night. The smiles that we wore slowly turning into ghosts. A fragile paper vessel navigating heavy coast. We thought the flash would freeze the happy moment inside out, but the emotion is surrendering to the heavy creeping doubt. Just a pale and quiet echo of the people we once were, fading out completely to a melancholy blur. Melancholy blur.
I push the wooden coffee table right against the wall, making up a little space before the shadows fall. The moonlight paints a silver square across the hardwood floor. I do not need to look outside or lock the heavy door. I flip through cardboard covers in the corner of the room, searching for the perfect sound to cut the silent gloom. I slide the heavy black vinyl carefully from the sleeve, finding the specific frequency that makes me believe. The needle hits the groove and makes a satisfying hiss, a physical reminder of the comfort that I miss. I close my weary eyes and take a slow and heavy breath, feeling the vibrations waking me right up from death. A solitary rhythm in the center of the dark, the heavy bass line hitting like a beautiful bright spark. I wrap my arms around my shoulders, holding myself tight, dancing with the phantoms in the middle of the night. No audience to watch me and no partner by my side, just riding on the current of a melancholy tide, swaying to the tempo of a deeply broken song, realizing this empty room is exactly where I belong. My bare feet trace a circle on the freezing wooden boards, guided by the heavy hitting of the synthesizer chords. I used to need another hand to spin me in the space. I used to need the validation of a smiling face, but now the isolation feels like velvet on my skin. The quiet revolution that is starting from within. The muffled cowbell dictates every movement that I make, a delicate and gentle trance that I refuse to break. The saxophone is crying through the crackle of the dust, replacing all the heavy pain with a comfortable trust. I lean my head against the air and let my shoulders drop, hoping that this analog rotation doesn't stop. The record keeps on spinning in a hypnotizing loop, serving as the gravity from my own private group. It is not a tragic story of a woman left alone. It is a celebration of the quiet I have grown. I am my own sanctuary, I am my own embrace, filling the vacuum of this wide and empty space. The heavy beat provides the heartbeat that I could not find, a therapeutic journey through the corners of my mind. Solitary rhythm in the center of the dark, the heavy bass line hitting like a beautiful bright spark. I wrap my arms around my shoulders, holding myself tight, dancing with the phantoms in the middle of the night. No audience to watch me and no partner by my side, just riding on the current of a melancholy tide, swaying to the tempo of a deeply broken song, realizing this empty room is exactly where I belong.
through the empty streets, just the shadows and you. We only ever come alive when the city goes to sleep. Diving into conversations that run dangerously deep. You roll the window down and let the freezing midnight air tangle up the heavy secrets hiding in your hair. Underneath the silver moon, we are in unbreakable force, riding on the back of a wild and untamed horse. The darkness is a velvet blanket hiding all the flaws, a sanctuary built above the heavy natural laws. I look into your eyes and see 1,000 galaxies, a perfect little universe of quiet nocturnal peace. We were a master painted in the pitch black night, but the colors always faded in the morning light. A love that only flourished underneath the fading stars, hiding in the backseat of our parked and idling cars. When the sun begins to rise and the reality sets in, we suddenly remember we have nowhere to begin. A beautiful illusion that the daylight tears apart. Just a couple of vampires with a heavy breaking heart. With a heavy breaking heart. The alarm clock rings, it breaks the magic of the spells, dragging us right back into this complex, complicated hell. The sunshine hits the curtains with an unforgiving glare, exposing all the heavy burdens that we cannot share. You put your coffee in the mug and look away from me. The silence in the kitchen is a heavy tragedy. We talk about the bills to pay, the traffic and the stress. A magical connection turning into a total mess. The person that I loved at 3 a.m. is suddenly gone, replaced by just a stranger when the heavy day is drawn. We crack under the pressure of the 9-to-5 routine, forgetting how to navigate this complicated scene. I guess we needed an escape from who we really are, chasing down a fantasy inside a moving car. The moonlight is a liar that makes everything look gold, but daytime brings the temperature incredibly cold. We cannot build a future on the shadows of the past. A nocturnal foundation is never meant to last. I grab my heavy jacket and I walk out of the door, knowing that the midnight magic does not work anymore. We were a master painted in the pitch black night, but the colors always faded in the morning light. A love that only flourished underneath the fading stars, hiding in the backseat of our parked and idling cars. When the sun begins to rise and the reality sets in, we suddenly remember we have nowhere to begin. A beautiful illusion that the daylight tears apart. Just a couple of vampires with a heavy breaking heart. The charcoal clouds are gathering above the city skyline, swallowing the golden sun in one perfectly straight line. The first heavy drop of water hits the boiling concrete floor, unlocking all the hinges of a hidden mental door. The earthy heavy scent begins to rise into the air, a subtle rush of gravity that catches unaware. It only takes a fraction of a second to collapse, dragging my entire spirit through the temporal gaps. The smell of wet asphalt breathing underneath my feet, pulling me right back to that abandoned lonely street. A chemical reaction pulling memories from the deep, awakening the shadows that I put to heavy sleep. Transported to the storm where we finally fell apart, the atmospheric pressure that was breaking up my heart. Every single raindrop holds a fragment of the pain, a cinematic replay in the middle of the rain. The neon lights are bleeding on the puddles on the ground, where the fragments of our history are waiting to be found. I'm standing on the corner of that avenue again, soaked down to the bone in the freezing midnight rain. The thunder was so loud it drowned the trembling in your voice, leaving us with nothing but a devastating choice. You looked at me with eyes that were entirely drained of hope, slipping right between my fingers down a muddy slope. The water washed the tears away before they even fell, trapped inside the center of a meteorological hell. We stood inches apart, but we were galaxies away, with absolutely nothing left for either one to say. I breathe a heavy petrichor and close my weary eyes, watching how the water always falls right from the skies. It cleanses all the dirt but leaves the history behind, a permanent engraving on the surface of my mind. You turned around and walked into the darkness of the street, leaving me to listen to my heavy broken beat. The storm eventually passes and the pavement starts to dry, but a part of me is frozen underneath that raining sky. A chemical reaction pulling memories from the deep, awakening the shadows that I put to heavy sleep. Transported to the storm pitch black. Only the blare of the screen holding me back. My thumb is hovering right over the keys, pouring my soul out down on my knees. I'm writing down everything I never said, all of the ghosts that live inside my head. The static is loud, the room is so cold, a story of us that will never be told. The neon blue light is bleeding through my eyes, exposing the truth behind all of our lies. A long paragraph you'll never see, the ghost of the words that were trapped inside me, illuminating the dark, a confession so deep, while the rest of the world is falling asleep. But I freeze at the end, I can't let it go, just a fading reflection in the neon glow. I typed out the nights that we lost in the rain, the way that your silence could drive me insane. Every memory vivid, every scar on my chest. I thought if I sent this, I finally rest. The cursor is blinking, it's counting the beats, like footsteps retreating on abandoned streets. My heart is an engine that's starting to stall, staring intensely at a blank bedroom wall. One touch of a button could change where we stand, but the weight of the future is slipping my hand. The long paragraph that you'll never see, the ghost of the words that were trapped inside me, illuminating the dark, a confession so deep, while the rest of the world is falling asleep. But I freeze at the end, I can't let it go, just a fading reflection in the neon glow. Hold on the backspace, let it erase, letter by letter I'm clearing your space, watching the sentences vanish from sight, swallowed back up by the jaws of the night. It's better this way, kept under my breath, saving what's left of us from a slow death. The screen goes dark, the illumination dies. No more explanations, no more goodbyes. A long paragraph that you'll never see, the ghost of the words that were trapped inside me, illuminating the dark, a confession so deep, while the rest of tiny metal boxes, watch the stories unfold. The yellow headlights cutting through the heavy midnight fog. A silent observation from this lonely monologue. I rest my forearms safely on the metal parapet, breathing in the atmosphere that I could not forget. The wind is carrying a distant echo of a horn. Just another sleepless spirit waiting for the morn. Looking at the intersection glowing emerald green, the most beautiful and quiet chaos I have ever seen. Every street is just a vein connecting the unknown, while I stand up on this rooftop comfortably alone. A million parallel realities suspended in the air, ghosts of all the unmade choices hovering right there. What if I had taken that train? What if I had stayed? What if I had never let that golden summer fade? But there is no heavy sorrow in this altitude tonight, just a calm appreciation for the fading neon light. Every alternate dimension buried deep below the street, while I listen to the rhythm of the city heartbeat. I track a single silver sedan turn into the west, wondering if that driver finally put their ghost to rest. Maybe if I answered when you called me that July, we would both be standing here looking at the exact same sky. But branching paths are just a complicated labyrinth of the mind. I cannot rewrite the heavy chapters left behind. The altitude is stripping all the heavy weight away, leaving just a quiet anticipation of the day. I watch the taillights bleeding into rivers of deep red, silencing the endless loud debates inside my head. The what ifs used to haunt me like a shadow on the wall. Now I just enjoy the quiet beauty of the fall. The eastern horizon is slowly shifting into blue, a gentle resignation washing over me and you. The multiverse is closing its imaginary doors, settling the invisible in silent internal wars. The alternate timelines are dissolving in the breeze, putting all my complicated wonder into ease. I do not need a time machine to fix a broken past, just this heavy bass line and a moment that can last. traffic lights are bleeding red across the wet concrete. I see your face, the silhouettes walking down the street. I keep my collar pulled up high against the freezing wind, running from the memories of where we used to begin. Through the crowd of umbrellas and the heavy gray smoke, I catch a sudden glimpse of the old vintage coat, the one you bought that window when we had nothing to lose. Now wait, it's just a ghost walking in the muddy shoes. Time slows down to a fraction of a single heartbeat. Two parallel lines converging right on the street.
We used to hold the universe right in our hands, building our kingdoms up on the shifting sands. Now we are just strangers crossing in the neon haze, erasing the history of our brightest days.
No words are spoken as you pass by my side. Just another empty face on this lonely ride. From the love of my life to a ghost in the crowd. The silence between us has never been so loud. For a split second our eyes accidentally align. I look for a spark but I cannot find a sign. The fire we started burned down to the ash, a beautiful empire destroyed in the flash. You look away quickly and just a black scarf, while a piece of my soul is breaking in half. We shared every secret, every midnight fear. Now we breathe the same air but you are nowhere near. The scent of your perfume lingers just for a while, a bitter reminder of your vanished smile.
I keep walking forward, I do not turn my head, leaving the unwritten chapters totally unread. It is terrifying how somebody becomes a ghost, the person in the world that you used to know the most. Just a random pedestrian waiting for the light, fading away into the shadows of the night. No dramatic movie scenes, no tears in the rain, just the quiet acceptance of this phantom pain. We used to hold the universe right in our hands, building our kingdoms up on the shifting sands. Now we are just strangers crossing in the neon haze, erasing the history of our brightest days.
No words are spoken as you pass by my side. Just another empty face on this lonely ride. From the love of my life to a ghost in the crowd. The silence between us has never been so loud.
outside the city, somewhere comfortably unseen. I rest my heavy head against the frozen window glass and watch 1,000 endless silhouettes of timber pass. The yellow lines are melting into one continuous thread, erasing all the complicated thoughts inside my head. There is no map to follow, no specific place to be, just the rhythm of the highway and this midnight symphony. You keep one hand completely steady on the steering wheel, while searching through the glove box for a memory you can feel. We are drifting through the shadows on an unnamed open road, leaving behind the heavy weight of every single load. The trees are just a canvas of a dark and rushing blur, a fast and fleeting vision of the things that never were. You slide the plastic casing in and let the stereo play, washing all the fragments of reality away. Just passengers suspended in a bubble made of sound, until the spinning tires finally lift us off the ground.
I hear the satisfying click of magnetic tape engaged, like turning over onto a brand new undiscovered page. The speakers hum and crackle with the dusty lo-fi hiss, a momentary pause right before the sonic abyss. The kick drum finally drops and shakes the center console deep, awakening the shadows that were trying to fall asleep. We glide across the asphalt like a ship upon the sea, the rhythm dictating exactly how we are supposed to breathe. I do not ask where we are going, I do not care about the time, just navigating smoothly through this analog design.
The headlights cut a tunnel through the velvet of the night. We are chasing down the edges of the disappearing light. It is just the two of us inside this metal capsule shell, escaping from the boundaries of the world we know so well. Keep switching up the sides from the A to the B, a curated collection of our own mythology. The heat warms the air as the temperatures descend. I hope this empty highway doesn't ever reach an end. We are drifting through the shadows on an unnamed open road, leaving behind the heavy weight of every single load. The trees are just a canvas of a dark and rushing blur, fast and fleeting vision of the things that never were. You slide the plastic casing in and let the stereo play, washing all the fragments of reality away. Just passengers suspended in a bubble made of sound, until the spinning tires finally lift us off the ground.